What is up, guys? We are here at the University of Miami Global Entertainment and Sports Plus Industry Conference, sitting in the Nucleus Hub. I'm so excited. This is my first sit down today, and I have a special guest with me. We have Alison Strong with Connect Strong. I'm excited to be able to chat with you today, learn more about you, what you're doing, your initiatives, and what are you looking to learn here today at the University of Miami?
Well, thank you for having me, and congratulations to Nucleus
Thank
for being
you.
one of the sponsors of this event. This is a great day to be at UM and see what is happening in Miami right now with sports and entertainment and media. It's been a really interesting year for Miami. A lot of things that are moving here. FIFA is coming.
Yeah.
They're moving the entire legal team from Zurich here, over 100 new employees in legal in Miami. A lot of Latin American media coming here. Sirius XM opened an office this past year. And I come from a background in New York. I moved here 3 years ago, and I have over 20 years in media, sports, and entertainment practice. And when I moved to Miami, I realized quickly a lot of the people in my field, they were looking for people that spoke Spanish, which I do not. So I kind of pivoted and took all of my knowledge in both the business side as well as the legal side, and I formed Connect Strong because I'm strong, and my superpower is that I love to network and connect people. For instance, I just met you all this morning, came and saw what you're doing, and sent a couple emails and introductions to people in New York doing post editing, because I think the concept of what you're doing is great, but forming those strategic partnerships, and it comes naturally, and so I've put it into a business for my clients. I'm working with people in the healthcare industry. We're in the wellness. I've got an amazing client, Game Plan Skincare, that she's putting out wipes for athletes to use and keep in your gym bag.
Amazing.
That you can, quick get all the black off your face, clean up, be ready to go out and seize the day. Another, pickleball client, a few big entertainment personalities that are here, just different people that I'm helping them strategize, helping them connect. Because there are so many people in your network, but how do you make it small? How do you find somebody and get that spark and say, let's put you with somebody else and kind of make that happen?
So you have such an amazing background. First of all, I just gotta say that.
Thank you.
And tremendous skill sets, and obviously you connect people, networking. Yes. So I can tell that you have so much experience in this world. Coming from New York to Miami, what was the big difference and shift that you would say that caught you instantly being down here?
It's interesting from a legal standpoint. First of all, with the sports and media and entertainment world, it's not as much where you work or what you do, it's who you know. Mm-hmm. And I learned that in my first internship out of college. Before I even went to law school, I worked for Paramount Pictures, and then I worked for Major League Baseball. And even those contacts that were my first job became people I worked with years later. And so it's your Rolodex, it's building your Rolodex, which I learned. I was speaking to a group of students recently, and they had no idea what a Rolodex were. Do you know?
The Rolodex?
Yeah.
Explain to me.
You don't? Oh, interesting. So a Rolodex is, back in the day, it would sit on your desk, and you'd meet people, they'd give you their physical business card, and you'd staple into your Rolodex. And so I'd think, oh, I just met you, you've got this company that does this, let me think who I want to put you with. And so it was a physical Rolodex where you learn and you put some keywords. Now, we've got LinkedIn, but you also take notes on your phone. But this was, building your Rolodex. So Breakthrough Miami is one of my favorite empowerment opportunity generator organizations in Miami that works with students from 4th grade on to college, helping them really build their networks, build their skill set. So I was doing something on this campus for the students, and I was saying, you have to build your personal brand, you have to build your network, because who you know, who you can rely on, who you can call or put together, those relationships really build the world. So I found in Miami, it's more about knowing people and the personality that drives things versus the big brand names. And I think that's a really unique thing and lovely about Miami, is it's got a diverse culture. People are very entrepreneurial here, and people are willing to help each other. You're not as siloed as I think the New York world was, that they're looking for a certain pedigree or a certain strategy. And I love that people here want to help other people. And so I love that.
I love that you're bringing all this up, because now that there's been such a massive shift, a lot of New Yorkers coming down.
Yes.
We could say since 2020, having the whole shift in New York and all the stuff that happened, around that time, people saying, obviously Miami was already growing, but it was like they found the hidden gem within, and everybody just said, we're moving down, we're staying here, we're planting. So you're also bringing a lot of those entrepreneurs from up there with their skill sets, but realizing quickly, like you said, I think that there's something unique here that makes that difference, and it's like, how can we now work together in collaboration to actually build something big? Because I'll tell you, like, the New York hustle, the New York mentality is it's light years difference than you can even compare it to any other place in the world, which is why they're so ahead. You know, businesses activate them much faster. They succeed. They hit their goals much faster, succeed much faster because there's that sharp mentality where sometimes it's missed in other locations. But I feel when you bring that down here, which I've seen it myself, born and raised here, with, like you saying, the personality aspect and the other things of like wanting to work together and, you know, wanting to collaborate, that welcomeness down here, you bring that together. It's like a recipe for success.
And if you help somebody else be successful, you're successful. And for me, you know, I've always said it's kind of like my superpower is that form of connection, but what I get from it, it's not just monetary, it's that you want to see people succeed. You want to bet on them. You want to help them get ahead, be it a student that's getting this advancement opportunity and connecting in the world, or even some of these 1Ls here. You know, people mentored me when I was young, and I appreciate that. And knowing people to talk to, and again, going back to having people in your Rolodex, that if I have a client that needs financing and I know who to put them in touch with, or somebody needs branding, or somebody, now I know Nucleus, you know, if they need to get in front of a camera and buy time and be part of this, you know, how do you help everybody grow and be better? And it helps you and it helps them, and then I get not only that joy, but I help to expand my business or whomever my client may be, and putting those things together. And I think we're lucky to do that.
I always say there's enough for everybody to eat.
I agree.
And I think that as much as competition is great in many aspects, you have to also look at the fact of like collaboration is taking over. And the more you collaborate with other successful individuals or people who are on the rise, you're going to be able to win further ahead. You're going to go farther.
I agree.
And I think that's something that a lot of people, you know, mentality-wise, where you saw back then was like, okay, are they going to try to screw me? Should I do this? Is it going to, are they want something out of me? When it's like, I feel like now there's more that acceptance of, no, if I don't work with other people, I'm going to just be stuck where I'm at. I'm not going to be able to level up.
There's a really amazing book that's on the bestseller list right now about achievement culture. And one of the things that is her takeaway is that you get as much from helping give to others, giving back. It's like
what's the name of the book?
It is called, I believe, The Toxic Achievement Culture and Never Enough Achievement Culture. I'm Jennifer Doheny, I believe, and there's something that spun out of it called the Mattering Movement. And you can follow on Instagram, it's called the Mattering Movement, and it's kind of skills that to teach each other, like we all matter, and the more we help raise others up, you raise yourself. And so I think that's important in business and with a client or with a friend, or who can we help? And so I love that I was able to kind of pivot from more traditional legal world and clients to use all of my skill sets under the umbrella of Connect Strong. And I want to strongly, you know, Alison Strong, connect people and make their lives better, make their businesses, you know, hear that spark in somebody and say, okay, do this, this, and this. It's the things you sometimes can't do for yourself. It's seeing around the blind spots and making those things happen for people.
So Alison, if you don't mind sharing with our audience and anybody listening, what is that process? What does it look like if somebody wants to be able to work with you and be able to connect with you through Connect Strong? What do you take them through, and what should they be able to expect from that?
Well, a lot of it is first telling me your story. What's your idea? What's your business? You know, give me what is your, you know, kind of elevator pitch, and then how do you refine that? And saying, well, what's your objective? What do you want to do with it? Are you trying to market something? Are you trying to market yourself? Are you trying to market your firm? Are you trying to get a deal? Are you trying to negotiate something? You know, what's the long-term goal? And kind of thinking through it and just talking and feeling that out. And then a lot of what comes into play, like for instance, with one client, I said, I need you to come back to me with a binder. And I need every contract you've ever done to get this far in your business. I mean, it could be the littlest thing. But so, Game Plan Skincare, Gabby is amazing. She's, you know, killing it with this. And she's done so much on her own. And I said, bring me a binder and give me every contract from distribution, who manufactured your product, what you're shipping, what's your freight, how much did you pay for legal? It could be the littlest thing. And some people don't think to dot the I's and cross the T's. But to make sure you can grow to the next level, you've got to make sure you're buttoned up on the bottom. So making sure and connecting people like that with the right IP talent. Let me put you in touch if you've got employment issues with the right people. Kind of feeding into things to making sure you're covered. But you started this business and you're just like making things happen. You've got the vision, you're the entrepreneur, right? You're not thinking about all the equipment you're buying and leasing and setting it up and your IP and your domain and your, partnership agreements, and even amongst your buddy, you start something and you don't even know. It's like what's the basis? What's the foundation? Let's make sure you've got your foundation so that then we can go out and market you and grow you and do this and that. But kind of just saying like, what have you done to date? Let's take stock. What are you missing? Where are the holes? Where do you want to be? Who are the strategic partnerships? Like, who do we need to talk to about marketing? Who do we need to talk to about branding? Who do we need to partner with for distribution? What are our chains? Like all these, just thinking all those things. It's, I told another client that's got a wellness brand, I said, think of me like the grown-up in the room. Mm-hmm. I'm not that old, but I'm gonna think of things that you are just excited about getting your business growing. I'm gonna be the grown-up in the room that is going to make sure you're doing everything right, that you don't oversleep and miss that test.
The things
right?
that are people might see as tedious, but yet they're important.
Yeah, they're important, and to grow, you want to have that solid foundation. So it's starting with, let's look at the basics, then let's talk about where you want to get aspirationally, and then let's think about different pathways to get there, and coming back to who can we connect you with to get you there. Or I have an on-air TV personality client, and she was talking to me about a deal she's doing, and just advice, and somebody I've known. Again, this is the business of, I saw some people that started out as production assistants that are now, huge on-air talent or huge directors, or, they've grown over their career, and you stay friends with people as they grow and you mentor them. And it's nice to feel that people can call you and know that you can advise them or be there for them, or new organizations, coming in and law firms. I'm talking to a firm I worked for, I was a partner with, 15 years ago. How do we build your brand in Miami? How do we expand it? So, people know you. I do think your personality and who you are says a lot about you, and people want to work with you. And again, I think that comes back to Miami is really about who you are as a person. You want to help versus a brand, like, where did you go to law school? Where did you work? What are those brand names? What's your lane?
It's that personal brand aspect
yeah,
of
and I
things.
think Miami's got that spirit of, we believe in the person, we invest in the person. And I love the entrepreneurial hustle here.
And that's the world we live in now. I think that, even if we see some of the, let's say some of the big greats out there,
right.
You hear of, you say Tesla, who do you think of? Elon Musk. You hear SpaceX, who do you think of? Elon Musk. You hear Amazon, you think of Bezos. Right. So it's more of the, people are seeing the person behind the operation, behind the big brand, versus, I ask you, who's the owner of Coca-Cola? Most people won't know. Well, so it's one of those things. Some people, but most people won't know, off the top of their head. But it's one of those things where it's like, when you attach a person or there's a story behind it, it's like, it changes everything.
And I think that helps with marketing, with different things. People are attracted to talent. I mean, that's what the first, session here today was about, NIL and how it's changing sports, and are you come to a game, they're talking about in sports, if you can trade and the portal's open, are you coming to a game to see the players you love, or are they gone, if there's in athletics, and so it's loyalty, it's building a brand, it's helping people get to the next level in their career, in their business, or in their nonprofit, whatever they want to do in their goals, and achieve that. And I think you just want to make the connections for everybody to optimize their potential.
Truly amazing. And as we start wrapping up, what have you seen are the most common challenges amongst the individuals that you work with that arise early on, that is something that you feel like it happens often amongst those certain groups of people who need that kind of help with what you offer?
It's interesting. I feel like a lot of the people I work with, or more corporate entities, because it could be nonprofits to large companies to individuals that are entrepreneurs, again, it's like the blind spots. Mm-hmm. What are they? How can we do this better? And I think you don't have to be as siloed as, like, you need a chief marketing officer for this and a chief operating and a this and a this. It's like, how do you see it all and kind of looking at it strategically? So I think sometimes people get myopic about what they're doing, and it's nice to come in and see things with a global perspective and to really dig in to get underneath the surface. Just don't give me just your pitch point. Who are you? What made you start this company?
All great points.
How did your partner, like, what white space did you see that made you fill? why are you doing this? What do you love about it? What could you do now that you've got this Nucleus space, like to give back in the community, even use this? You're growing it, but also could you host, students that are coming in that need to tape things because they're trying to build their presentation? Just thinking holistically about business ideas, whether it's an established business or a new one. I think everybody has blind spots and needs a fresh perspective. And who doesn't love to meet new people and connect with new people and new ideas, right?
I know I do all the time.
Yeah, so
I'm glad we met.
Me too, me too. So, we just started talking and then things happen. And I think your day gets better from that. And I think everybody can progress in their career, their personal lives, if we just connect more.
Love that.
So connect strong.
Connect strong, just like you said it. Where can people connect with you, find you? Where's the best channels or contact information?
Thank you for asking. It's funny, I was meeting with some investors about 2 months ago, and they said, you have no online presence. How do people find you? And I said, well, it's word of mouth. I mean, I've been in this industry, people know me. I had never been on LinkedIn until 2 months ago. So I quickly kind of built a profile, and I don't.
Well, now you got some content to share.
I got some content to share. Now I'm going to put it on LinkedIn. astrong@connectstrong.com is the best email for me, and LinkedIn's out there, and I'm accessible. Alison Strong, find me, astrong@connectstrong.com, and I'm around. There's not that many redheads in Miami.
Hey, makes you stand out. You guys heard it. Alison, one more thing just to ask you. What was your first impression when you walked in here in this conference and seeing what we have set up here at Nucleus?
Well, I mean, I came right up to you. I didn't even check in first. And I said, I read you were going to be a sponsor. Tell me what you do. What's going on? And this is great. I mean, I think the idea of bringing this kind of setup into mobile spaces, you can really activate different places. I mean, I already have ideas of where I see you kind of in the corner. I work a lot with run of show for different events for nonprofits or for-profits, and I'm always thinking about activating space, and even just like having you guys in a dead space like creates content, creates connection.
We love dead space. I was like, I'm looking for me and my business partner, we were like, give us that.
Yeah,
exactly. We'll take it.
So I mean, I saw you and I was thinking that, I'm going to put you and connect you with this person and this person. So, that was my thought. And then I haven't even seen your in studio. But I know I'm going to come by. Yeah. I'm going to come by, and I'm going to bring some clients.
Yes, that'd be amazing.
And it's knowing, and like I said,
and then we're going to sit you down so you can create more content.
All right, let's do it.
Let's
the deal. Do it. It's funny. I've always been behind the scenes. I've sat. I have a long history in working in entertainment, in production, in the control room, and so I'm always on the desk behind, working with the directors and everything, and editing and making sure everything is. Ready for distribution, and so I laugh because I've never really been comfortable in front of the camera, even though people say you should do this and you should do that. So maybe you're
natural.
Maybe you're I'm
gonna wake that up.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. It's funny because it's kind of for me like the opposite. I started like heavy in the social media, putting myself out there, doing tons of events, being the personality, being the ones interacting with people, being the face, and then kind of this has put me in a place where now I'm like giving those opportunities with what I learned to show people how to do that and put themselves out there and give them the tools, the platform, which I really love. I love being able to help other people succeed. I get joy out of that. Seeing them grow.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm comfortable. I can speak in front of 2,000 people, no problem, go up. But the idea, I think, from being in a TV studio for so many years with the big cameras trained on you is very different than this. Is much more approachable and natural. So I love it.
Amazing. Well, I had a great time with you.
I agree.
It was great meeting you, Alison. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And I'm sure our audience, they're going to get a kick out of it. Right. And I'm excited to share you this content so that way you can share it with your audience.
Likewise.
And looking forward to future collaborations.
I agree. I have so many ideas for you.
Amazing. Can't wait.
See you all in the Nucleus studio.
There we go. Till next time, right here in the Nucleus Hub.
Take care.